Olá. Hello. Today's video is going to be a little different. I had Dennis last weekend asking me for video translation, and I realized that when I use music on the background and if the volume is louder, YouTube does not translate what I say to different languages. So I'll give it a try, and I'm going to try to do the video speaking in English, and who knows, maybe in the future I'll swap from English to Portuguese. When weekend is in Portuguese, when weekend is in English. Let me know what you think. A little background on why I'm doing this and who am I. So I don't do this for a living. I'm just an enthusiast. I love doing bonsai. I started probably during the early 2000s. I have some experience or a good experience dealing with plants, and I'm sorry if I make some mistakes in English. English is not my first language. What else? I don't know what to say. If you have any questions, please comment. Okay, so this is a Juniperus Horizontalis, Icee blue, creeping juniper in English, the second one or the third that I buy, and I'm going to try to make a different style this time, not too much different from before. Nurseries around me don't have too many options, so frequently I bring the same kind of trees or similar trees. And what I start to do when I get a new tree and I'm transforming it into a bonsai project, usually what I start to do is cleaning up the bottom of the trunk, the smaller branches closer to the bottom, so I can have a better look at what the trunk looks like, and after that it makes it easier for me to decide which way to go with the aesthetics of the tree. Many times when I start a project, I have an idea of what I could eventually do with the tree, but to be honest, most of the time only afterwards, cutting off the bottom branches, I get a better idea about where to take the tree. So maybe it's the tree that is taking me and not me taking the tree. This one, I think it's I believe I have two trees here. This part here feels loose, so most probably this part here, it's a second tree. It was raining during the last 2 weeks, and the dirt on this pot was soaked. I rather take the substrate when the substrate is like humid or almost dry. It's easier for the substrate to get off of the root system, but it was not the case with this tree here because of all of the rain. I got a bonus tree. It's safer to do this with the wet substrate because it's nearly impossible for the roots to go dry or completely dry. But it's kind of a pain because it takes a lot for the substrate to get loose, and something that could take, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour, could take the double of that with almost all the substrate off the plant. I will shorten some of these roots so they can fit in the new pot, which I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. The roots that I'm pruning are the thicker ones. Usually the tree gets the nutrients that it needs from the thinner roots, and it is also because it's easier to get the tree inside the new pot if I take off these thicker roots than if I leave them. Okay, enough root pruning. I've decided that this is going to be the front of the tree. I'm going to try to bring this branch here a little up and have maybe like this. And these two branches here, they are too thick. I'm unable to twist them even with thicker wiring. I won't be able to change their position. So I think that the only branch that I have available to work with is this one here on the middle. This wire will come off next year, probably during the end of the summer after the growing season. But until then I'm going to leave it here with the goal of training the tree into a new position, which I want the tree to hold as years go by. Now it's the part where I try to get this branch here higher, and the tree would probably snap, the branch would probably snap if I just bend it. So the way that I do this is I twist the tree with the help of the wire. I twist the tree, and any bending, it's only like a slight bend. It's not something major, as I think that the tree would break if the bend was too hard. Okay, I'm going to put this inside the pot, and I'll take care of the pruning and the styling after it's inside the pot. I have a problem here. I believe that I would like more if the tree could have like the top. How do you say this? What is the name of this? Apex? If the apex was a little taller, and I'm thinking if I can use this second tree that came inside to improve the apex. Doesn't look like it. Like, could I do something like this? I'll try to use it. For the substrate, I'm using volcanic gravel. I'm using some organic matter, and I'm using also coconut fibers and some moss, and I also use akadama. I like to go through the whole process, each part of the process, taking off the old substrate, pruning the roots, bending the branches, I try to enjoy each part of the process, and for me, having my own mix, it makes it also, oh no. And it helps if you put the wire before ahead of starting filling it with the new substrate. Now let's see if I'm able to use this to bring the apex higher. I think that if I use this thicker root as a branch, it might be able to survive. I just need to make sure that most of the roots that are left here stay in contact with the substrate.